Okay guys, here we are. We're setting up on this little bit of land outside of our witch hut with all of our supplies and stuff, and we're getting ready to make a start on this thing. Okay guys, here we are. We're ready to go, and we are going to build this thing with the top layer on one above this platform instead of two above. You saw the and the way these work is they're 9 blocks on one side and 7 on the other, and they go out because that porch is part of the structure itself. So we build them 7 blocks on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 9 blocks total because it goes out there and covers that porch too. So to right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the spawning platform. We're going to make 3 of these with two blocks between 2 gaps, 2 block gap between each spawning platform, and that'll make the total extent of our spawning spaces. So the first thing we're going to do is just get rid of this entire witch hut. We don't need it now. Okay, the next job is to put some leaves down, and they need to be just a 1 high wall around 3 of the 4 sides of each of the spawning platforms. So just like this. In particular spiders, to keep them from spawning on top of our flying machine. So we come out by 1 block here on the bottom, and then we're just going to pillar up until we're 2 high, 2 more above this level, and then this entire top is going to be filled in with leaves, and that'll, like I said, prevent the spiders from spawning. Okay, yeah, so this is all we fill in. We don't fill in this last remaining gap. So we need to do a couple more things with these leaf blocks, and that is okay, and it's just on this corner, and then on this side we're going to add some additional leaf blocks. We're going to bring this kind of platform out by 2. This is where the flying machine lives when it's parked, just like that. And now I think we're ready to start building the actual flying machine. We need slime blocks on each of these 3 layers, and they need to come out to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. And we need to do the same on the other 2 layers, but we're going to fill this gap in out to the next to the last slime block with leaves to protect against unwanted spawns. And we're going to do that on these 2 bottom layers. The top layer already has leaves in place. That's part of what we put down when we did that roof. But we need to go up there and place our slime blocks, 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there we go. Okay, well now we're going to start building the, let me go down by one. We're going to start building the flying machine mechanism, backstop, if you will, that prevents them, that stops, limits the limits where they go. So we do that by placing a temporary block there. I'm not sure I'm doing this right. We need 2 observers, both facing that way. And then an obsidian block here. I'm using crying obsidian. I think that's okay. With some redstone dust on top of that. And then, darn, we need repeaters. Repeaters. So we need a repeater here on top of that second observer on maximum delay, and then we need our regular pistons. Oh, we need to place a piston right here like that. No, like that. And then we break this temporary block, and when we do that, it should fire and push these grass blocks over by one, just like that. And then we're going to build up 2 more just like this. So we'll place 1 temporary block and then an observer on top, another observer. Just going to do the exact same thing we did down below. That's the backstops for the flying machines. So the first thing is to put some obsidian backstops in place so that the flying machine doesn't just fly off and keep going forever if we make a mistake or whatever. So we'll do that by placing this obsidian right in those locations, diagonally above this last slime block on all 3 layers. We're going to place 1 more slime block on each of these layers, just like that. And then we're going to put some sticky pistons here and there. And that was easy to do on this top layer. On the bottom layers, we're going to need to remove some of those grass blocks to get an angle that we can put those pistons in. But now we need observers on top of the slime blocks. These observers are going to be facing that direction with the arrow pointing down. Sorry, I'm absolutely clueless. And now, this guy is done. And it's going to give us a little test, actually, because when we remove this temporary block now, it's going to be observed by that observer, and our flying machine's going to fly off and back. So we'll see how this works as soon as we break this block. Here we go. Working. It should be pushed back now. That's how it works. Okay, So we're ready to keep working on this flying machine mechanism, and we'll build the triggering system. So we want to come out 2 blocks from that bottom obsidian, and then we'll put a a block here. I'm going to use glass because that's what Logical Geek Boy used. So we're going to place 2 observers facing not like that, like this. So they'll be observing that redstone dust. Okay, so now we need to make a pillar of these observers that go up to the top until we're 1 block above this obsidian, and then we're going to place observers like that. Yeah, so we need normal pistons, not sticky pistons, and they need to go just like this, like that, on top of all 3 of those obsidians. Should be fairly easy to get them in. You need to really aim at the far edge over here to make them face in that direction, but shouldn't be too bad. If we power this redstone here, all 3 of these flying machines should take off and do their thing and then return just like that. So that's what we want. We want them to stop right there. Okay, so now we're good. Okay, so we're just going to build a standard etho clock like we've done numerous times before, but that's just to keep mobs from spawning up there. So we're going to put some sticky pistons on that are going to push that redstone block around. So 1 there and 1 there. We need 2 hoppers that each face into each other. So temporarily we'll place 1 down and then we'll break it and face it into that other hopper like that. So see, they're both facing into each other. And now we need some comparators facing out and reading the contents of these hoppers. And then we need solid blocks. We'll just use our crying obsidian. Solid blocks there that with dust on top to power the pistons whenever that comparator fires off. We just need a stack of stuff in here. So you can see the clock is on, and I think it'll trigger every time that redstone moves. I think it'll trigger it. Let's just watch it once. There it goes. Well, anyway, so now the flying machines are all done, and it's time to start working, I think, on the collection system. The witches are going to be swept off the platforms, and they're going to go into a trench here that we're going to dig. I'm just trying to make sure these aren't going to go again. And then they're going to go in a little trench here, and then we're going to move them. This is slightly different. The witch farm in Logic's tutorial was oriented the other direction, so he outputted them this way, and then he could just move them around that way. It was a little more logical, but we're going to move them. We're going to drop them down here, put them into a water tunnel, and move them over to there. That is where the elevator needs to be to take them up to the killing area. So we'll probably have to come out a little ways and then over and then back, but that won't be any big deal. We'll get all that figured out. But guys, I tell you, I just can't believe that we have any more time left. I think I don't know how I'm going to edit this, but my guess is we'll be out of time when I do edit it. So I'm going to sign off here, and we will pick this back up in the next episode. We'll surely be able to finish it. All we have to do is build the witch transportation mechanism now and get them up to where they need to be, because we've got all that ready and waiting for us, and then we'll have to put the roof on this thing, and then we'll be all done. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.